Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. Had a little bit of iRacing technical difficulties with it not wanting to load up as soon as I get into the session. It'll be a big giant black screen and was not able to view anything. Had to do a complete full-blown shut off and restart on my computer to get back in here. So, again, with the whole stuff that was going on with iRacing, ended up having that issue come on board on my side. But we're here, 20 laps in. Definitely wanted to get the start of tonight's race, but with the difficulties on the iRacing side, that kind of hindered me from doing it. Pit road going to be open this time by. Everybody's going to go on in, top off on the fuel, and get ready to go here tonight. Had a nice little 20 green lap run. His pit stops going to be this time by. Tires not really a big deal, especially at Daytona. It's going to be wide open throttle if you're up at the front. Deep in the pack is going to be a little bit more about lifting a little bit, that way you don't run over the guy in front of you. But got a couple of new drivers out here tonight. Ryan Patty in the number 30 machine making his start. Jeremy Carter in the number 6 making debut. Got Chris Snyder bringing his number 32 back on a track. Daniel Foss, a new driver. Also got Chin. But definitely going to be something fun to watch here. Obviously, it's going to be play track racing at its finest. Going to happen here and there. Just got to be at the right place at the right time. At the side of. I believe choose rule going to be this time by. Then go time and then take a green flag racing. Here for the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. Brought to you by Blue Designs. Time and then choose next time by. Get the track map up. Was going to be Ryan Patty, Wesley Triplet, Caleb McKinney, Austin Smith, Brendan Stubbs, Logan McNeil, Chad McNeil, Jeremy Carter, Justin Shank, and Nate Lee going to be your top 10 here tonight. We've already had our first multi-series winner with Jared Larder picking up in last week at the short track of IRP. Hopefully everybody out there is enjoying their Tuesday evening. Going to bring you coverage of Daytona. A little bit late due to technical difficulties, but we're here, we're making it work. choose rule this time by. You can see the front two going to go all the way down to the inside. They're going to elect to take the inside, and that's just something a little bit different that a lot of these leagues tend to do. Some leagues bring out a GT3 car, post them right in the middle of the track. Other leagues have a race control that'll tell them, okay, you're either going inside or you're going outside. This is where you got to be on the inside. This is where you got to be on the outside. And Chance Manning does a really good job at getting a graphic for all these drivers to let them know where they need to go, where they need to be, and to get them going the way that they need to go. But it's going to be the number 30 and the number 76 of Kayla McKinney on the front row as Wesley Triplett decided to take the inside lane. He's going to lose one position, but will be easy to gain that one position if he can get the right run. Pace car going to elect to go down at this time by, make the hard left turn into the pit lane. Driver's going to have the Geico restart zone. You can see it there, right, almost kind of smack dab right in the middle of your screen. See everybody electing to take the outside. You only got 6 trucks down to the inside. Everybody else on the out. Green flag is out. We're back underway here from Daytona. Just a long line of cars going all the way down into turns number 1 and 2. Kind of already see them starting to fan out just a little bit, trying to get out of the way where they need to go as the yellow flag's back out. Not sure what happened, but we're going to look and see. Like Corey Crowell getting involved on this one. Going to see what happens to the number 20 machine as we go on the CRN replay with a slow-mo. Following in behind the number 84, and there's a massive checkup in front of him. 84 checks up. He checks up. The 83, yard sale for the number 20. He's going to get spun down to the inside off the racing surface. And that is going to bring out our second caution of the night. Definitely not what Corey wanted to see, especially with the checkup that they had. But it is Daytona. You could miss a gear, kind of screw the guy behind you with a little bit of a missed gear situation. As I believe that might have been what happened. But I'm not 100% sure. But to get these drivers lined back on up, do probably a quick yellow choose cone and get back to racing. 80 laps on tonight's docket. I banked essentially all the way a full throttle if you wanted to make it that way.
Hey, good evening there, Dylan.
How's it going, Jimmy?
I figured I'd stop and see how these wonderful drivers are handling the super speedway here at Daytona. And I see that had a little quick caution there, and then cautions breeding cautions as they unfortunately do here at this track. But so far, I mean, obviously I heard earlier that they had a nice 23 flag, green flag run going, and that's what you like to see out there, especially when they have 80 laps on docket here for tonight.
Yeah, you know, obviously 80 laps being the total distance, and with it being Daytona, doesn't feel like it's going by super quick, but the laps kind of click down if you guys get into a nice little green flag run, which these gentlemen out here that are racing are very good at doing. And I mean, obviously, with it being a plate track, you're going to expect a couple cautions here and there. You're going to expect a big one. You're going to expect a couple of green flag pit stops as well. So there's still a lot to process, especially in a plate track environment such as Daytona, where it's a little bit more narrower than what Talladega would be. You can't really run a 3 wide as fluently as you could at Talladega, where the turns are a little bit more wider. You have a little bit more room. Daytona kind of narrows off and could really hinder how you attack a position, making it 3 wide throughout the pack.
Yeah, probably big famous for at least running 2 wide, like majority of the race, and that's the big thing for a lot of drivers. Sometimes they don't really but it doesn't drift like the extra stuff. But I think these drivers are more than capable of getting out here and running, maybe getting up to like pit stop and really showing the things out there to be as much fun as it can be, and it's Daytona, so I'm glad people can days of thunder that will happen and get that big one. It gets through it, but these guys are getting ready to go back to green. As I see, they're all back off on the post car. So I on who's getting the two runs. I heard some of the drivers chat. So they're getting things sorted. I think that was some of the confusion that was told, and I'm like. Played into the fact of who was supposed to be what. But I think that everything's getting all sorted out back now. It looks like the probably is going to get out, get the ability to get back out front and try to get this thing going.
Yeah, definitely going to be something out here to watch. And just like you referenced the Days of Thunder, obviously, it's going to happen. A lot of drivers think, okay, you know what, I see smoke. They're all the way down, either A, at the top of the track, or B, down towards the bottom. And they are going to think, oh, well, they're not going to come back up across the track. Nobody would do that. And then they just, when in doubt, throttle it out. And sometimes, more often than not, the car that is sliding is trying to regain control of the vehicle, or trying to lock it up so it doesn't slide all the way back up. But when you're going 180 plus miles an hour sliding, you're really not going to get the best traction that you could get when you're actually driving the way that you're supposed to over sliding everywhere. So definitely going to have to keep an eye out on that with the offset bumping going on into the corners, or even potentially a big one that's happening. And being where you're at, you're towards the middle of the pack or the back of the pack, you kind of want to keep an eye on 5 points of your car: the front, the sides, the rear, and then your little virtual rearview mirror that you have to make sure that you're not getting ran over from the cars in behind you after trying to dodge a wreck.
Yeah, definitely such a wreck an art here at Daytona, that's for sure. So, but they're getting ready to get back underway. Let's see this thing go green.
Yeah, get ready. Well, going green as of right now, and the 76 kind of just said, screw the top lane. He's going back down to the bottom. He's going to leave Wesley Triplett out there all by himself. But with him being out there by himself, he's actually keeping up with the top 3 fairly well. He's got a little bit of a side draft going on. And everybody knows you need draft. You need a partner for these plate track races. And there you can finally see the bottom lane getting lined up the way that they need to do. They're going to be able to get clear of the number 74. The 74 is going to drop on back with Logan Shank, or Logan McNeil, excuse me, in that number 12 machine. And he's going to try to get that outside lane a little bit more better lined up wise. They don't need to be trying to pass each other. They want to be in a nice straight line, helping each other get all the way back up to the front, as Kobe Sutphin says, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and take him a 3 wide. He's going to make that pass. He's going to move himself up to P at number 7. as he's going to try to take the number 12 3 wide with the number 74. And yeah, there they go, 3 wide into turn number 3 into 4. All 3 lanes being used. Like I said, it does get a little bit spicy and dicey up here, is there's not really a lot of room. And then obviously you got the net code with the iRacing service. That could always play a big factor. So you got a lot of stuff going through your head while you're 3 wide.
Yeah, see, the thing is, dealing with these super speedways, it is possible to go 3 wide, obviously 2 wide majority of the time, but that 3 wide just early on sometimes becomes just too spicy, way aggressive. It can make things happen, and sometimes you see that individual maybe making the way through, and sometimes just let them go, and it's way too early here to do 3 wide battle for majority of the race. So that's why you'll see a lot of drivers kind of back out or tend to. I like when I'm just riding around, to be honest, around the super speedway. I like to be down the bottom. It's usually the safer of the options because you can just run around the yellow line. So, but doing good so far. Some good battle up front here, trying to jockey for position. Maybe to get some points for laps left. The 10 getting out there again this week, out to the front, trying to have them go home. And I think even when I'm leading, if I can get up to the front during a super speedway, I'm not wanting up there to stay up there very long. It does tend to get dangerous, so you need to be almost perfectly lined up so you don't turn each other. And you see a lot of them and leave, they come up, and it can be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, you see there the 10 side drafting a little bit, almost too hard on the number 74. Had to turn right to get off of him. He almost looked like he was going to get hooked together, and that's never a good thing, especially if you're the top 2 in the front of the pack. I mean, you guys cause it. Everybody's going to have to skitter scatter for positions in it to not get involved. As you can see, everybody towards the back. Looks like that number 26, Jeremy Carter, just wasn't sure which line he wanted to go with. Was following along with the number 69. Where the 69 went, he would go. As Kobe with a big block on the number 74. Got him a little bit squirrely. He's going to go back up to the outside. 35 is going to give the bigger push to the number 74. And here's where pushing the pusher is not your best friend. Sometimes it works, but there's always that one little 1% chance where you push the pusher into the guy in front of him, and it could spell a disaster, especially for these drivers up towards the front of the pack. And I mean, Jimmy, you know as well as I do, you could be 35th at a plate track. As long as you're in the draft, you still have a shot to win.
Yeah, it's way too early to really be counted out, So you get the more cautious driver that's kind of sitting towards the back of the pack, they're just trying to stay within that draft window, and to not lose the lead group. And it's like your biggest concern. You need to stay safe. You've seen how fast and how hard these vehicles can get damaged, and the race is over. So, whether you have a fast repair in the league or not, you don't want to use it early, you're done for the evening. So, working on these laps right now, trying to get things completed, but 10 out front now, followed by the triplet, Brandon Stubbs and Caleb McKinney.
Yeah, definitely going to be a star-studded field. I mean, we have a couple of new drivers, the number 30 of Ryan Patty, and then we had another new driver, Daniel Foss. He's all the way back in 27th, and then number 83 machine. These guys haven't ran with the Mars Racing Series. They don't know how anybody races, as the number 69 of Evan Logue got to the left rear of the number 71, got him a little bit loose. He had to back out of the throttle to let the 71 correct himself and to save it, keep it on the racetrack. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but with him being in the draft, it's going to help him catch back up. He's going to have so much of a run that he can either potentially try to take the position or sit behind him And just like you said, Jimmy, it's still a little bit too early to try and make those moves. Yes, it may be early, but at this point in time, when do you want to take the chance to force a 3 wide to see who would go with you or see what kind of runs you can make? Because I know in the Core Racing League, if you, just like Kevin Foster, he'll take those runs early in the race to see what his car can do. He'll do this or do that just to see what he can do without people behind him. And then he'll have a little bit of a feeler out there. He'll move lanes and see who goes with him to see if he's got friends. And it's the most talked about in all of the late tracks. You have your friends until the last lap, and that's essentially every time that's how it's going to be. Is 71 caught that on the right side of my screen. He got a little bit loose up on that high side. Not sure if he got a bad bump from the driver behind him or not, but he able to save it as Evan Logue puts himself back up to P at number 5.
Yeah, you just gotta be super careful about these side jumps and running close, and you know, really take notice on how much that vehicle puts into the one big thing is staying off that apron brake. I'm holding my breath here, and I'm not even in the car. I'm definitely into some spicy race going off to the front. But I'm behind these top 6 or 8. You know, I'm gonna think about you know, what you don't want to happen, and it's almost evident here. You know, sometimes it's just so close, and we're talking, you know, feet, inches, you know, virtual feet, virtual inches, whatever. But everybody's trying to use them big runs, it kind of forcing stuff that I don't think needs to be happening right now. But, I mean, it's great racing, but it's really, really risky.
Yeah, it's super risky there, and I don't know if you've been paying attention, but it looks like Justin Shank in that number 71 machine, the more he runs that outside, the more he's starting to get loose. It's like he almost turns it down a little bit, almost gets into the side of the number 35. Not sure what was going on there, but it seems like he's putting too much wheel into it, trying to cut down kind of like a little bit of a diamond corner. It's going to end up hurting him in the longer run as he's got into the side of the number 74. And yeah, now he's going to move all the way down to the inside, but not what you want to see happen out here. And I noticed he's got a little bit of damage on that left rear. He's had it on there since the beginning, or whenever I finally got the iRacing service to come through. He's had that damage. Not exactly sure if that's playing part in him being a little bit loose or what the case may be, but definitely's got a handful on him at number 71.
I see a lot of drivers finally decided to go with a single file, and it's just going to take a few good, you know, momentum runs, you know, for somebody to break to the outside, and you can see up front he's still mixing around. Also in the back there with the 20 and 32 as they are too wide, so 32 trying to look to the outside. And this is kind of like, you know, when things are kind of mellow back there, you know, they're single file for a good ways back, and now's your chance to, you know, see if you can poke your nose out and you know, get alongside and get somebody with you. It's the 4 attempts to go to the outside now. You know, he gets around the 32 and the 20 back there, as a lot of these still a lot of switching around, going front looking 3 wide there for Pete, number 3, but they backed out back to 2 wide, so definitely some squirrely trucks up front, man. They have me holding my breath.
Yeah, Justin Shank. Whoa, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, he's upside down. Oh, it looks like the shades of Ricky Bobby there, the leader, Ryan Patty, getting us spun around there. That's what you were talking about with the netcode, Jimmy. A little bit of a hook. Got him sent on around, super heavy on the side draft, and it just did not play good for the number 30 machine. Is going to go around and bring out our next yellow flag. We're already on the replay here. Got it in slow-mo. You're going to see the 71. He's going to drop on down, try to side draft. The 30 kind of moves up just a little bit. The 71 is going to move up, give him a little bit of a room. Then he's going to come on back down, trying to side draft. A little bit of netcode, started it, But once you get locked together, that's just pretty much all that she wrote is a big, big yard sale from the number 30 DeWalt machine. He's going to ride on his side for a little bit, get it back down on all fours, go across the hood of the number 71. And if I was a 71, I might want to be checking my belts, checking my my windscreen after that one, because he had a whole bunch of fuel cell in his window. But definitely not what you want to see, especially being the leaders and having that caution happen right in front of the hole.
Yeah, it's kind of the traffic up there, racing up there, really aggressive 3-1, with plenty of laps remaining, and just kind of, maybe that's something that other drivers around them are looking for, maybe trying to ride this thing out just a little bit longer, but, they end up taking themselves out, and, you thin the herd a little bit, they self-thin themselves when they, have accidents like that. No, I did watch the 30 after he got spun around. He ended up going backwards down the track for quite a distance, right down there right before lane, and whipped it around, and was able to get it going forward again. So that was kind of cool to watch. So some good action there by the keeping control of that car and trying to stay away from people and kind of keep the truck moving in the right direction, just backwards. But looks like the field is coming down for maybe some some fuel, and tires maybe not so much here as a bigger play as other tracks.
Yeah, definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. Obviously, fuel wise, tires not really sure too bad on the tire wear. Obviously, maybe with the newer update that we have here on iRacing, it's different, or it could not be different. It depends on what all ends up happening. But while we have our yellow flag, drivers going into pit lane get their service. If I can find. Evan Logue, broadcast booth. He's going to be our resident in-race reporter. Evan, this is still in Jimmy in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? I don't believe Evan is there. Might have had his mic muted there. Wants to get in his own realm. Go ahead and move it back down there. Wanted to get a quick word with him. See what the fuel strategy was. How many laps you can go on a tank of fuel. Not able to let it go. Is out of pit. Is race leader is going to be Jared Larder, last week's winner from IRP. Going to give him the inaugural race lead, and then you got Alex Campbell right behind him, Brandon Stubbs, Wesley and Caleb McKinney. So pretty much a whole brand new top five here, Jimmy. 46 laps to go, or 36 laps to go here at Daytona. When do you think the craziness is going to start ended up happening? Is it still too early, or is this a part where you want to try to find where your friends are to make the runs, or are you just content riding right where you're at and just not trying to force the issue?
There's so much time. 36 laps is seems like a lot of times, and the race car is a Daytona. So it's just kind of like you just, to me, you don't want to be so far back where you lose the lead pack, because if this thing will go green, and you have to have a pit stop, and you're not, drivers that usually have always, you could find yourself alone. But you don't want to be, I think, super aggressive right now. I mean, you want to try some runs here and there, but you don't want to do that could cause an incident that would, maybe take you out of the race. Your points for the season here, goes to the wayside. And with the 30 truck on the track, which is impressive. It is really, it's not super common to have really large leagues with the drivers out on the track. I know Daytona is a fan favorite, and it is definitely one of those tracks. It's a very high risk and it can be high reward. But if you're just a little bit safer and you take care and make smart decisions, you can find yourself up front with a clean truck, or maybe later in the race having to be able to hurry. Then you could use that fast repair. You've got a fresh vehicle for that end run, which can, the drivers do always down. But I'm saying I would wait right around until, as long as I'm within that lead group, like that lead draft, as long as I keep up with them, I'm looking probably around 8 to 10 laps, a window time frame, where I'm going to start pushing, get to the end and get my, my good finish. So, I think right now, pull the elbows in just a little bit, relax, get these trucks under control, find out who you might want to work with, and like sometimes you might just feel comfortable, pushing somebody to win instead of causing, instead of going 4 or 5 wide and possibly wrecking, and then you finishing 10th. So maybe you can get that second, but we're just pushing with somebody that's able to just run about. You can't get on, can't get underneath them without or above them without turning them around. But I think it's some good racing here, and looking forward to seeing what's going on out there and just having a good time. So either way, Dylan, I think these drivers are ready to get back under green here as the lights are on from the pace car, and then we'll be trying to get this thing to the finish.
Yeah, another thing that we didn't really bring up is if we do have that green flag pit stop, you got to stagger yourselves out. Obviously, you can't just follow the leader right in a pit lane. It's going to cause chaos and problems. Me, personally, when I go into pit lane at Daytona or Talladega, I'm dropping straight down all the way by the inside wall, so that way nobody can get underneath me. Nobody hits me. Everybody else go up towards the double file line. I'll stay down where I know I'm safe. But other part of that is you do that, and then you got to worry about coming back into pit lane. They're going to be 2 wide, and now they're going to be 3 wide going into pit lane as green flag is out. A big shot for the number 76, beautifully timed. The 35 and 76 going to get out to a good little bit of a run here. They got the number 23 of Austin Smith right behind them as a top 6. You could say kind of separating themselves from the list from the other drivers. And for me, I would wait till about lap 70 to try to make my move up to the front of the pack. Obviously, like you said, you got to be in that draft of the leaders in order to make it work. But I feel like you have a 10-lap buffer in what you can do. I feel like that's more than enough time to do it. You could actually even do it with 5 laps to go. But once it gets down to the nitty-gritty time, 5, 4, 3 laps to go, that's when you're going to see the holes that are normally there that are open going to be completely closed. Nobody's going to want to open up that hole for you to fit your truck in between where they need to go. So I say about 10 laps to go, that's when I'll start putting the throttle down, pulling my Ricky Bobby moves, trying to make it 3 wide wherever I possibly can. As long as I keep the tires down on the asphalt and the roof up in the air, we'll be all right. It can't be the other way around because you've got to finish on your wheels. But definitely going to be something to watch. See when these drivers make those aggressive moves up to the 3rd lane, move down to the inside. Every broadcast that I've done so far at Daytona has had a super close finish. Drivers going through the grass to take the wins, or getting forced down below the yellow line, or getting spun going across the line. So I'm pretty sure tonight's not going to be any different.
It's very hard to think it's going to be any different, Dylan. It really is. It's a very competitive track. There is some skill to staying up front and blocking and taking away the runs, but you can see the 27 getting a little antsy behind the 10. And I think at this point right now, if I'm the 27, just stick behind the 10, push them as you should, and just kind of watch for those, what can happen. You also got the 12 there behind them, and the 6 and the 69 on the upper side. And that usually becomes the kind of preferred line when it comes down to the end. It seems to be a little bit easier to get that run off the final corners down the finish line, but to be comfortable, I really like where the 74, 35, and 76 are sitting. Just run the yellow line, and hopefully the boys on the drivers on the outside can maintain a good line there. Where you see somebody coming down across the apron there, maybe just looking for a spot, as looks like Evan was able to move in there in front of the 23. So still some aggressive moves going on in the front with a decent amount of laps remaining. So we're coming down to the elbows are going to start to fly here a lot sooner, and it's not. I don't think we've seen our last. Oh, the 71 got a shot from the 9. Oh, that could have been big, but they managed to recover, and they keep it green. Oh, there's a yellow.
A yellow flag going to come out now is a big shot from the 9 into the number 71. Oh, okay. Find this, go back, find the number. It's going to be Chad McNeil. Is the 9 gave a big offset shot to the 71 that sent him into the number 6. The 6 got sent down into the number 23 just a little bit. He's going to correct it, go to the outside wall, and going to be almost perpendicular to the racing surface. And he's just going to go ahead and ride it along the wall. Not sure if somebody else got spun around and oh, the 6. I wonder if the 6 broke his end. Way that he was trying to fairly straight.
Oh no, the 9 gave the 71 a shot on that one into the 6. I mean, it was kind of ugly. The 6 did a fantastic job of keeping it up around the wall, and the rest of the drivers being able to afford to lose that one, but 26 getting into the 71 as well. So they're trying to figure things out. So it's definitely interesting on the track, as the admins have always got their hands full with keeping everybody under control, and this track can build fires. I mean, it's nothing. Everybody's out there trying to win, and everybody has a chance to win at a super speedway. Right spot, right time, accident, and keeping them vehicles clean. You definitely find yourself in a situation where you can finish in the top 5 just because you just took your time. So right now the admins and the race control, they definitely got their hands full tonight. And Daytona is always a busy one for race control. So, shout out to them guys out there as they support the league and keep the drivers in check. And I know a lot of times the drivers don't agree because you're out there and you're in the heat of the moment and you don't quite get the angle and you didn't quite see what happened. And then you have race control. They had the eye in the sky. They have the ability, like we do, to slow things down, rewind, and kind of see what happened. Whether it was net code or whether it was a misshift or somebody lifting because somebody was squirrely, and there's a lot of information to take in by the drivers every single lap. And right now they're definitely on their aggressive mode right now and getting ready to finish this thing up here. Or that lap 50, I think, right now. So
52.
Yeah, so winding down here tonight, and still got some good laps to go, as we're going to go all the way to lap 80. So still them 28 laps remaining. That they did it in the beginning. They ran for 20, I think you said 26 laps. I think I heard while I was kind of just eavesdropping as I was seeing how everything was going on over here. So just definitely some great racing out there. You know, the drivers are more competitive than, you know, and they're just as competitive in every league. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. As a driver myself, when I get out there, you want to win or you want to finish the best you can. You just have to choose the right time to take it.
Well, Jimmy, you know me. There's no patience, Dylan McDonald.
Well, you know, I've had my fair share of conversations with you about, you know, just wait a little bit, Dylan, and we've seen you when you did wait some very, very good results, and it is hard. It is hard as a driver to just wait and be patient, especially when you get these great runs, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like the '87 series at Coordinate. Where would I want to be? At the front. I didn't care what I did to get there. I just needed to be at the front. And many times than not, I had people in the pit area like trying to. I mean, if it was a real life race, I would have got beat up. It's just, you know, like you said, there's a time and a place to be aggressive. There's a time and a place you got to be patient. And patience does go a very long way. Once I finally found that patience, I was like, oh, okay, here comes the results. This is what the results I needed. This is what these drivers towards the back are doing. So you got the Michael Smiths, the Christian Snyders, the Austin Smith, the Corey Crowells, Logan McNeils. All these drivers that are towards the back are taking their time, staying out of the drama, the festivities that's going on up at the front of the pack. And then you got your Nate Lees, who are going to be up towards the front, Justin Shank, and Kobe and Quentin Sutphin. They're all up towards the front. They want to be up at the front. They're going to do everything they possibly can to keep themselves up at the front. And so far, people that have been trying to keep themselves up towards the front, those are the drivers that you've seen involved in some way in a wreck here tonight. I wouldn't be surprised watching somebody like Jared Mayo in the number 25 work his way from the back and put himself to the front in order to win this race. And just like what I have both said, you could be in dead last without a shot to win, and you could be from dead last to second in just one lap.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to go from the back to the front, and obviously with the choose cone and obviously some of those longer lines there. See the 83 blinking out a little bit. That can get some frustrating as well, trying to find out where they're at on the restart. You can see the 27 out front over the 10, but they're going to go side by side. But the 27 does what usually happens is if they get a better start, they're going to drop and take the other lane's momentum away. To kind of stay out front. So right now kind of leading the field there on the bottom, but the outside has a good grouping together right now. So if they can maintain this stuff together, you'll see that outside come around the 27, and we'll probably see the 23 maybe even dropping down to the bottom as well. But inside getting a good run, entering the corner as they normally do. The run comes from the outside on the exit, so that's when you'll see sometimes the inside cars will drift to the top, and that's what the 10 I think is looking to do right now. But he knows he needs that draft partner because the outside line train is coming, and here they come down past the 10 right now, side by side for P number 2. A little bit of side draft from the 10, trying to squeeze him up there just a little bit, maybe make him think about maybe lifting a little bit so that run doesn't come, but it's not going to stop him this time by as the 23 works their way down alongside the 27 across the start-finish line.
Yeah, you got the brothers down on the inside, Kobe and Quentin, back or in a straight line together, working together. And then you got Austin Smith with Logan McNeil. There's, I would say now 4 brothers duos, and then father-son duo as well. So you got Austin Smith, Michael Smith, and then you got brothers of Kobe and Quentin, Logan McNeil in Logan, Chad McNeil, and then you got Anthony Garland and Wayne Garland. That's who it is. So you got a lot of father-son duos as the 76 gets into the side of the number 35, giving him a little bit of a hip check there, like, hey, I still got this thing. Is 23 is going to fake him out, go down to the inside, all by himself, going to be pulling up right alongside of that number 10 machine. Here comes the number 69 with help for the number 23 and the number 35. So top lane still being predominant here as the 10 tries to cut off the number 23, but he said, nope, not today, Junior. I'm there. You're not getting down in front of me. Is still side by side going into turn number 1.
No, some great racing. A lot of drivers got their elbows out, and they're out now, and we still have 23 laps remaining. It's a long time to hold out them elbows. I don't know if you've held out any, old phone books out to your side long enough. You're eventually going to tire out. But that's what these drivers are kind of going for here at the moment. Is there's some very, very heavy competitive racing trying to keep the lead. As drivers coming up to the back of the pack, I'm sure they see what's going on. They can see the bobbing and the weaving and the bouncing back and forth, and they're just holding their breath, and it's almost inevitable that that's a close catch there by the 69 right in front of the 35. That was almost ugly.
Yeah, the apron here at Daytona it's bad. I mean, if you get a little bit of that apron, it's going to shoot. I mean, depending on how you hit the apron, if you hit it with the front end first, it's going to send you straight up the racetrack. But if you go half and half of the car before you get to the apron, you're going to see exactly, it's going to do exactly what the number 69 did. It got him loose, slowed him down a little bit. He had the Kyle Busch save of the night, is able to keep it off of other cars. Everybody able to check up, give them room to, and able to save the car. Is you don't really see that a lot. Normally, people see it in front of them happen.
I did not think he was saving that at all.
Oh no, I thought for sure. Nope, there it is. That's all that she wrote there. That
is usually a recipe for disaster. When those left wheels go below the double yellow line, especially down inside a corner, it is all but done. But excellent awareness by a lot of the drivers, and I think it's because, and that could be because of how tight things are right up front right now. But the 12 finally finds their way out front, followed by the 76, and has the 10 closely in tow. But 74 got the 10 boxed in, as the 10's been pretty aggressive out front here tonight so far. But right now it is Logan McNeil leading the way.
Yeah, Logan McNeil with Caleb McKinney behind him, leading the way, finally getting some green flag laps led here. Is, I think the hardest car to save if you get underneath of that double yellow line in the Daytona or Talladega is going to be the 87 or the COT. Those two, and I remember the first season we did the 87s. I hit the apron in front of Nick Nickerson at the end of the race, and I thought I was screwed in front of the field. We had like 30 or 40 cars out there, and I'm like, no, it's bad. Luckily, a caution came out, got my win. I was like, finally, I can beat Nick Nickerson. But, they're already 3 wide towards the middle of the pack. It looks like, Donalyn.
Somebody's down.
Yeah, Donalyn got into the side of, it looked like Corey Crowell, and then that sent Josh Neal down towards the inside. Now Corey Crowell going to back out of all of that. He's going to give up some value. He's way below the yellow line. Not sure what's going on with the machine, but I mean, think about it. That's like a Denny Hamlin move. He notices something's bad is about to happen. He wants to get out of there before it gets even worse. Is the 20 machine going to go all the way down into the pit?
Yeah, he's, I'm sure, watching in front of him. He knows that, obviously, the caution could be intimate. They are racing with the rebels out here with 18 laps remaining. They are 2 by 2 all the way back for at least six ranks of cars there. So definitely a lot of heavy, aggressive driving up front. They want to win. These drivers, whether they're looking for their first win of the season or they just yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be up front, but definitely very, very tough pack of cars. If you're behind them, is going to be tough to get by them. So you almost want to sit in that catbird seat and hope something might happen and break them up just a little bit. But right now they've kind of settled down just a little bit. They're now 2 by 2 and working down these laps as we're coming around here, finishing up lap 63. So right now they're looking pretty decent right at the moment. Nobody's out of it yet. Obviously, some of the guys in the back might want to start thinking like, who will work with me? Who can I go to push us up to the front and get this in so we can get into the end of the fight. But right now I think after that 69 cut down on that apron and kind of stirred the pot just a little bit, things have kind of settled down just a little bit. But the 10 still searching for any lane that he can get that truck through, but nothing is available at the moment. He's kind of boxed in at the bottom. Now you're going 3 wide with the 71 and the 4 forward on that really, really high side, allowing the 71 to go forward. Maybe that's his partner and he's going to push him forward. So I don't know, Dylan. It's going to wind up to be a great one here at the end. I got a few more minutes before I got to duck out of here, though. I got to head on over to the Core Xfinity Series and see what's going on over at the Indianapolis Speedway. So any of the fans out there watching, still looking to watch some racing night, hop on over to CRN with myself and Carl Hanwork as we'll be covering the Core Xfinity Series. But we do have drivers coming down to pit lane.
The drivers going down into pit lane there. Look like Kobe Sutphin entered pit lane. So the 10 that was up towards the front went into pit lane. Quentin entered pit lane. That's gonna, I don't know how this is gonna shape out. I mean, obviously they were up towards the front. They're not saving it. Drivers like Evan Logue and Brandon Stubbs and Josh Neal and Snyder, they're probably 75% throttle. They can save a little bit more than everybody else. They're doing what they need to do. So front is get ready to go past the more time and nobody electing to get down to this time by 15 laps to go here at Daytona, and now it's going to become a fuel mileage race. When are these drivers going to make the final?
Yeah, it's going to be down to the wire, and I wish them the best of luck, and hopefully everything turns out great for them. We get that great photo finish for the evening, Dylan. But for myself, I'm going to say, good luck to all them drivers out there, and enjoy the rest of the race.
All right, Jimmy. Well, I appreciate you coming into the broadcast booth tonight. Kind of free up a little
as always
time as iRacing having its hybrid hindered start of tonight's broadcast, but we ended up getting it figured on out as 3 wide once again. Wesley Triplett all the way to the outside trying to make something happen. Wayne Garland put a lap down, not able to happen, trying to get his lap back. But Jimmy, we're going to go ahead and let you get on over there, get ready to go. So if anybody wants to watch any more racing, like he said, the Core Xfinity Series at Indianapolis tonight, tune in with Carl Henwick in the broadcast booth for that one. Definitely going to be a fun and exciting show, as I really wish I had some free time because Indianapolis is jam, my home track. Obviously, anytime Indianapolis comes schedule, I'm trying to run that.
Well, anyways, there's plenty of Indy that goes around, but till then, we'll see you later.
All right, buddy. So far, so good. Still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Everybody doing what they need to do. Wesley Triplett back to the lead. Then you got the 4 of Gary Dodlin and Peter self on around the number. Yeah, the number 83 on that top lane. Justin Shank in that number 71 machine trying to weasel his way back on up there, but the 9 gonna get in front of him. Yeah, the 9 is not on the lap. He is lap down. The 69 is 1 lap down as well. Down to the inside, gonna check that inside lane up just a little bit. This is where the frustrating part begins to set. Obviously, you don't want to have a lapped car being in your way, but times lap car could out, but it's not helping out the number. Drivers like it's the final lap of poor Gary Donnellan all over the back bumper of that machine. The 83 all over the back bumper of the 9. Tonight's pit stops underway here tonight. Wesley Triplet, Gary Donnellan still going to be out front. But while they do that and get ready to go, we're going to go ahead and get a nice little quick CRN. You love to hear it. We're going to go ahead and mute the mic. Laps. Back. We are back here at CRN. A little bit of miscommunication on that side of things. We're going to go ahead and have our next caution flag out here. So we're going to change everything. Go ahead and go back to it and replay. See what happens. As this was all just a little bit weird and wonky. The 16 gives a shot to the 20. The 20 shot from the 2 is going to get a shot from the 20, and he's going to blink out all at the same time. But he's going to take it down in grass. Not sure what happened. 2 came up, no, and they kind of met in the middle. Going to end up hitting the apron. Not what you want to do. Another door hit from the number 2, number 10. The 10, I believe, is going to be able to save it. I believe. Hit the green cone. 2 is going to pound the yard sale from the number starter. Just where you come back up at the racetrack. And like I said, when you're sliding, you can't really stop. Hit the outside wall hard once again. And that number 2 best on the racing. So definitely going to be a little bit different had anticipated out here tonight. As now this is where everything is going to turn a little bit hazy. Drivers really going to start driving nonchalantly, get themselves up front. Pit stops were already done, so you don't really have to worry about pitting. Get some tires back out on track. Drivers back to double file. Go to Gary Donaldson in the number 4. Caleb Kitty. I mean, for me personally, if I was in this, I'd want to be so right where the number 83 is at. That's it. Stay in third to the final lap, final corner. Back up a little bit, get a run, shoot to the outside, or play a dummy roll. Act like I'm going to go outside. They're going to move up, and I'm going to move back down to the inside and take over the side from them. But the side draft is best. Is a hopefully for the final time unracing. We're going to see these drivers throttle it on up. See if we can end this race regulation. Happens a beautiful jump onto the field. He's not clear of the number 76. The 74 is going to be been on up to that rear bumper of the number 4 machine. Top side by side. Then you got a these drivers going on so far as everybody is now nose to tail. Outside lane being the predominant lane as of right now. You definitely want to keep an eye on making that way down to the inside, because here comes Quentin down to that inside. If I was Gary, I'd get down, block the run. Might not have the speed that he needs to have, but it died out fairly quickly. Able to keep the race lead at 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Is Gary Donaldson controlling this field? Inside gets a really good run through the corners, straightaways. That's where the top lane starts to prevail. As they are going a wide toward back. Justin Shank getting a bad bump from Evan Logue, but able to keep it straight. Is through the middle of the 15 of the number 16, Nate Lee and Cameron Combs making it work. The 4 into the outside. They're all wrecking. The yellow flag is out. There's the big one. Car's upside down. Justin Shank's involved. Michael Smith gets through it. The 69 is involved. And oh man, body panels are flying everywhere. This is going to be a replay of the year. See what happened. And it all started with 4. We just can't find it here. Go up here, watch the number 4 of Gary Donaldson, because we are on board with him already. You're going to see it. The 83 is going to get a little bit of a netcode touch there from the number 83. They're already 3 wide. Lance Brantlinger in the middle. Lance going to go up the racetrack. 4 is going to come down. They're going to meet in the middle. The 4 is going to go into the outside wall. Turns it down. Wesley gets into the 84, into the number 32, into the 25. Those 4 are going to go into the inside. The 6 of Chad McNeil. See how all this transpires. He's going to go up and over. Kobe Sutphin getting involved. The 71 getting involved as well, as he's going to be into the outside wall, up in the 45. Michael Smith making it through. Is just a lot to unravel there. Is we're actually going to go back here. stop it here. We're actually going to play it from the starter cam. Is you'll be able to see everything unfold. Yeah, so we can play it from here. See it there. Then we'll go up to starter cam as get a better angle of it. You got 5 in the grass. Race control quickly throwing that yellow flag. Then you got more cartage happening after the start finish line. A lot of drivers involved in this. Over half the field, it looks like. Got cars and got trucks sitting sideways on the track. No real good way of getting around it unless you're up towards the front. Definitely not what the drivers still probably not going to be come back out. Here we go. Race car. Ready. Race car going to go around this time by and then drop into pit lane. Watch here, 8 league drivers. Okay. Green flag is out. We are underway. You need to go. Nate Lee got out to a little bit of a lead, but now has gotten back with the pack. First, white checkered. White flag coming this time, but the 27 going to go around the 832. Going to get shot down. Yellow flag is back out. And go ahead and look, see what happened. We just find it. Sutphin. Hold of this one. The 76 just giving a bad bump. Out of the inside. For the lift up. Get almost on his side. Back down on all 32, 83. Get together. Snyder take it into pain. Obviously, with that being said, hopefully he gets his black cleared. Speeding into pain. That's good. Yeah, definitely not what drivers see. Perhaps here we watch. Not 100% sure how many green white checkers the drivers get out here to put. To now they're getting ready to choose Nathan Lee. Going to take the inside once again. Pace car lights off of time by. Anybody is still in this race to I checkered attempt. See this time. Barney Flagman got the green flag in his hands here at Daytona. The guy car restart zone. We are back under green once again. Double file all the way. Down into turns number 1 as they get ready to go with Cam. Trying to make something happen here tonight. Exit off of turns number 2. Going to be get wide for the race lead. Into 3. Got 2 separate packs. Cleaned it up. Back to wide racing. Come up off of 3 and 4. Get a nice little spectator camera. 3 wide towards the back. White flag. This is going to end the race. Now they're going to start wrecking behind. But none of that matters now as they have already taken the white flag. We're going to have to go back and watch that. But it's going to be Wesley Triplett trying to get himself up there and get the race win. Right now it's all Cameron Combs. Race lead is Brantlinger following in his footsteps. 3 wide behind him. Trying to go down low. Wesley Triplett is going to get spun. Where does the run come from? He's not going to be able to make the move. Here he comes right at the last second at the line. Photo finish. No, it's going to be the 15 with race lead. End of the race win. Is we have a lot to go over on this final lap. Go ahead and rewind it. Just not pick up. Gosh, neat. Yeah, this is where first wreck ends up happening right on. Stick with Alex Campbell because we're 3 wide up here. Wayne Garland getting involved. Shoot himself up towards the outside lane. And then the 12 is airborne. Along with the number 9. 12 gets airborne. Flipped around. Facing the opposite way. That's going to be wreck number 1. Second wreck. Up here front. And played in speed motion. See what happening. Happen down the backstretch. Yeah, because Wesley Triplett is going to end up hitting the apron. It's a bad. Oh, he gets to the side of the 6. Going to be able to keep his position, keep it straight. He's going to be involved. The 76, the 10, the 5. Part of the outside wall. 76 is going to go up in the air, and 43 is going to be involved. 2. 76 is flipping still. Oh, we had that. This was to finish. Have it right at the line. Cameron Holmes picking up the race win. Yeah, first is going to be Cameron Combs, second is going to be Lance Brandlinger, third is going to be Jeremy Carter. It's going to be your top three. Right? Cameron Combs still burning it down in the grass. Definitely not what out of these drivers see. Grab out top three. Them up. Broadcast boost. Third is going to be Jeremy Carter. Have our of six. That's be Jeremy Carter. Jeremy, this is Dylan in the CRN broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Jeremy. Thought maybe you had a little bit of a run there on the number 88 to come to the checkered flag. Just kind of ran out of real estate there, but kind of walk me through your whole race here. Obviously, this is your first run here with the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. And what better place to do it than at Daytona where, obviously kind of get the feel for drivers as a standpoint with it being, more of draft efficiency over a lot of braking right and left.
Yeah, I've actually been racing these guys for a while. I just haven't been able to make very many races this season. Was able to make tonight. Kind of hung out with a group of guys that I've always ran with, which is Austin, Corey, Josh, and a couple others. And the idea was just to make it to the end, and I think I restarted 12th on that final restart and was able to get up to third.
Yeah, and I was talking about it throughout the broadcast. It doesn't matter where you're at coming to the start-finish line or coming to take the white flag. It's always going to be where you're going to be at after you cross that line. Because, you could have been 34 and you could have made all the way up to number 2 within a single lap. And that's essentially what it was. Obviously, being in 12th, missing the melee after you guys took the white flag, and then missing the melee again in or star-studded field, got P number 3. Thought maybe you were going to get P number 2, but just a little bit short.
Yeah, and since I'm not racing for much, I didn't want to take a chance of hurting anybody's chances going into the chase. So I try to mind my P's and Q's throughout the race. And I know there on the last lap, it looked like I got hit by the 10 from behind, which got me into the 74. So I'm not sure if that was what caused the big wreck or not.
Not 100% sure. I did go back and watch the replay there to see what all happened, but 16 got a little bit of a bad push to 34. 34 went up into the outside lane and collected the 6 and the 10 along. After that, it just kind of terrible. Jeremy, it's been a pleasure having you up here on the broadcast booth. If there's anybody on that number 26 machine, shout out to.
I'd like to thank my family for letting me race, and I appreciate Austin, Brandon, and Corey for putting this on. And I enjoy racing.
All right, buddy. We're going to let you get on out of here. Celebrate that third place here tonight. See you maybe next week.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, that's going to do it for our third place. Go ahead and grab our second place finisher. That's going to be the number 88 of Lance Brantlinger. Lance, this is still in the CR broadcast booth. Got a copy?
I do have a copy.
All right, finally, we get to talk to you up here in the broadcast booth. You've ran super well all throughout the season. Just had some bad luck hit your side of the table for the first however many races, 7 races that we've done so far. You finally got to put it up here in the podium spot at Daytona. But it didn't come easy.
No, it didn't come easy at all. In the beginning of the year, I was having computer issues, and it would freeze on me, and I couldn't figure it out. And I kept trying to going in and figuring out what was causing the issue. And I've been deleting some file before I come in the race every weekend. And it seems to be working ever since I've done that. But yeah, tonight's race was fantastic. I mean, Outcast Race League, myself, Cameron, Anthony, and Wayne, we played the game and just played it safe, ran in the back for the first 60 laps, and then our final pit stop, we all went in together, and it just ended up working out the way we wanted it to work out, all but Wayne being there. But me, Anthony, and Cameron, I pushed Cameron to the lead there at the end. I tried to get by him at the end there, almost lost second place doing it, but yeah, that was a fun race. I had a good old time.
Yeah, it based it on almost losing second place. Obviously, that's what is to be expected when you're trying to get the race win on that end. Would you have done it a little bit differently now that you more likely went back and looked at the replay and seen how it all unfolded? Would you have timed the run a little bit earlier to get yourself to the lead, or would you have done this exact same thing 100 times over?
I would have done the very same thing 100 times over. It was either going to be me or Cameron winning that race. We were devoted to our whole team was devoted to each other. I wasn't going to let him out to dry. So, if I had a run coming towards the end, which I thought I did a little bit, it was either going to be him or me getting that win. So I wasn't going to let anything else like that happen. Somebody else come in between us and ruin that. So, no, I wouldn't have changed one thing about it.
Well, Lance, it's been a pleasure having you up here in the broadcast booth. If there's anybody on that number 88 you'd like to give a shout out to.
The admins for putting in a good league here. It's been great all year. To my teammates at Outcast, great time tonight. Look forward to next week at Michigan. But no, your broadcasting is fantastic, by the way. I watch it every week. You do a great job in what you do. But yeah, just a good night and finally something to show for myself for 1 week. And it's fun. I'm glad I finally got up to get up here to talk to you about it. So thanks for the interview. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, iRacing doing its thing, especially with that whole cyber attack throughout the week. Last week session, it just kept out, so laps aren't on the broadcast. But we made up for it and got the end of it going on. But again, congratulations on a stellar top 2 finish here tonight. We're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here, celebrate that second place finish, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again.
Thank you, sir. Me too. You have a good night. Bye.
That's going to be our second place finisher of Lance Brandlinger. Go ahead and grab our race winner. That's going to be Cameron Combs. Cameron is still in the CRM broadcast booth to get a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Cameron, you finally got it done. You finally captured that race win. It's been elusive for you essentially all season long, and you got it done at the biggest track that we have on the schedule.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to finally get a win. I don't know if I could have took another second place finish to Brandon or any of the other guys.
Well, I guess we can start calling you the bridesmaid of the league.
Yeah.
I know second place obviously doesn't help, but the second place finishes are always going to be in your favor there when it comes to points. Like, obviously you want to be as consistent as you possibly can for the playoffs starting in 2 weeks' time. You got Michigan next week, and then after that you got playoffs. You go Richmond, Homestead, Atlanta, and then Phoenix. So, you got some stellar tracks out there, more short tracks than not. You got 2 short tracks and 2 mile-and-a-halves. But I guess maybe another plate-style track, because looking at the schedule here, it says Atlanta Motor Speedway 2022. So that's going to be another plate track-esque type of feel. But with you getting the race win here, what's that mean for you going into Michigan? Is it going to be, I got to get another win, got to maximize my points as much as I possibly can, or are you just going to be patient, just let it all ride out?
Yeah, definitely going to try to maximize points. Obviously, if I can't get first, I'm going to run wherever I can run and try to get whatever points I can that are on the table, because I have missed 2 races so far this season, so got to try to make up that little bit of gap that the regulars have over me.
Yeah, definitely got to try to make up those points where you can. Obviously, can't wait to see what the rest of the season entails for you. Obviously, you got finally broke down, got your race win on the season. Can't wait to see you get some more. But Cameron, before we let you get on out of here and celebrate that race win, if there's anybody on that number 15 you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
No, I just got to thank Anthony, Casey, Lance, Wayne. We all had a plan. We stuck with it, and it ended up working out in our favor for the most part. And sucks Wayne got taken out there on the last lap, but he's definitely helped me a lot when it comes to these trucks.
Definitely always got to find your teammates where you can. But Cameron, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here, celebrate that race win, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks.
All right, that's going to do it for our winner here tonight. That's going to do it for the broadcast here with the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. We'll go ahead and end this stream. Get ready for the next one as we have a Richmond race for the Truck Series, the Demon Truck Series All-Star Race. So as soon as I end this one, I'm going to go hop on over there, get into that one to get it all said and done and over with. But that's going to do it for myself up here for the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. My name is Dylan, the 4th CRN, and make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.